gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Tonight at 7, we are following breaking news. A North Georgia police officer in critical condition after he was shot in the line of duty. The McKaysville police chief telling us Captain Brantley Worley has a broken neck and is suffering from brain bleeding.
Damn.
He was airlifted to a Chattanooga hospital. Now, just into our newsroom, we've learned the suspect has been arrested tonight. Police say 26-year-old Timothy Ramsey is in custody. Atlanta.
So there you have it. Timothy Ramsey, the man who shot a cop in McKaysville, Georgia. Man, this is pretty nuts. So, I mean, we have a lot of people just losing it in 2025. The violence that we have seen coming from the citizenry is pretty startling. And you know, this is something that you're not expecting in McKaysville, Georgia, Fannin County, very rural area, you know, not a huge population. And, you know, some of these police officers doing these jobs, yes, I know they understand that this is a dangerous job, but I don't think they are really grasping, you know, the danger that they face on an everyday basis. And sometimes over years and years of being on police force and not being directly affected by violence towards police officers, you can get lulled to sleep. You know, you can get disarmed rather, and you can let your guard down. And unfortunately, this is, you know, potentially what happened in this case.
News First reporter Niamani Watson continues our team coverage that we have going this evening. She's live from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Niamani, you have the latest on Captain Worley for us.
Yes, Sydney, the GBI is leading this investigation, but we are expected to hear from the McKaysville police chief about that arrest and a possible update on Captain Brantley Worley's condition. But I spoke with him around 5:30, and yes, he is still in critical condition, and his family is also at that hospital. Now, the police says that Captain Brantley Worley was shot in the neck. As you mentioned earlier, he suffered from multiple injuries. He was airlifted to the Erlanger Hospital in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Now, Worley was promoted to captain in July of this year and has 15 years of law enforcement experience. Worley is also a part-time firefighter and EMT with the Pickens County Fire and Rescue. Police Chief Michael Early says Worley is fighting for his life.
Just please remember him and his family. Great guy. He is also an ordained minister, a man of faith, and he needs our prayers.
This is the officer, Captain Brantley Worley, husband, father, ordained minister. A few minutes after 11 Friday night, he responded to a call about a suspicious person here along First Street, a narrow street lined with small homes. Jake Bourne lives in one of those homes and first heard a single gunshot. Seconds later, 4 or 5 more.
And I grabbed my pistol and I ran outside just to see what was going on. I didn't, you know, grasp it, and that's when I saw there was an officer laying in the road. Captain
Worley was shot in the face. The shooter ran into a backyard across the street and disappeared. Here is a picture of the suspect. His name is Timothy Craig Ramsey.
And again, I mean, in a town like this, small country, southern town, you're going to be disarmed by this guy. I mean, I don't care what people say. You know, the officer is not going to be as on guard. And that's what I think happened. You know, suspicious person spotted, officer confronts him, and he may have been, you know, a little off guard, a little lulled to sleep, just because it's like, hey, let's be honest. It's a white guy with a good head of hair, blue eyes. You're being disarmed by him. not physically, but just disarmed by his appearance. And that's just the reality from my perspective. I'm not saying that this is white privilege or whatever, but I'm just being honest about human nature. And you got this cop, and he's getting reports of a suspicious guy. He goes up, and he's like, oh, well, it's just this regular looking white dude. And he's lulled to sleep. He's disarmed. And this man took advantage of that. These super glider gremlins are on demon time.
He's 26 years old. Police surrounded the house where he lives on nearby Kingtown Street, thinking he was barricaded inside. When they finally stormed in, he was gone. They checked another house where he's known to hang out. Not there. That's when the manhunt began. Meanwhile, Captain Worley is in intensive care in Chattanooga.
He has multiple brain bleeds. He has a broken neck. And he's got fluid on his lungs at this time.
It all weighs so heavily on Chief Michael Early.
He has small children and a family. So please remember him and his family.
And McKaysville is such a small town, something Jake Bourne could never conceive happening in front of his own home.
It was shocking. It scared me. My daughter's bedroom window is 50 feet from where this all took place. So a few feet in the wrong direction could have really hurt not only the police officer but my daughter.
Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us after football. I'm Faith Jesse. Let's get to your headlines. Starting with this, a man accused of shooting a North Georgia police officer in the face is behind bars tonight. It happened in McKaysville. That's in Fannin County. That is near the Georgia-Tennessee line. The McKaysville Police Department says Timothy Ramsey is in custody. Ramsey accused of shooting Captain Brantley Worley late Friday night. And at last check, Worley is listed in critical condition at a hospital in Fannin County. He was just promoted to captain in July.
Damn.
11 Alive obtained this home security video showing an interaction between a McKaysville police officer and a man neighbors had reported as suspicious. Well, the recording cuts off just before those shots were fired, and neighbors talked about.
So as you can see, look at this recording. It's hard to make out, but it looks like this is Timothy. Here's the officer here. Bright lights from the officer's car, and he confronts him, and they're just kind of having a conversation. There's distance between them, but the officer seems very much relaxed. And in an area like this, I can understand why. Now, if this was Buckhead or Bankhead, he would definitely be on more guard. He'd be looking for his surroundings, watching around. Maybe hand on the hip, close to the pistol, so he can quick draw. But he was, I believe he was definitely not necessarily lulled to sleep, but disarmed by the appearance of the suspect.
The terrifying moments, they heard all that commotion.
I heard banging, and I thought it sounded like it was right in my backyard or up against my house. And I was wondering, what the heck is going on? And I looked out the window, I didn't see anything, and I heard a few more bangs, and I thought, oh, those are gunshots. And it was kind of scary.
Yeah, right now we're working to learn what Ramsey's charges are. We'll continue to update you on that as we get that information.
We begin tonight with a breaking news update. The manhunt out of McKaysville, Georgia is over. Timothy Ramsey is in custody and has been booked into Fannin County Jail. Now, McKaysville police believe Ramsey is responsible for a shooting involving an officer just last night. That officer, Captain Brantley Worley, is in critical condition. Joining me now in studio, Catherine Vaughn. Catherine, you were in McKaysville when Ramsey was captured. What more can you tell us?
Grace, it was a busy day for officers in North Georgia. When I was on scene, you could see helicopters circling the area throughout the entire night up until Ramsey's arrest. And officers say he does have a criminal history. I also spoke with neighbors who tell me it's a relatively safe and quiet town, and something like this has never happened before.
After a 19-hour-long search and help from local, state, and federal authorities, Timothy Ramsey is behind bars after police in northern Georgia say he shot an officer late Friday night. McKaysville police say Captain Brantley Worley was responding to a suspicious persons call shortly after 11 o'clock on 1st Street. Just moments later, gunshots rang.
I heard banging, and I thought it sounded like it was right in my backyard or up against my house, and I was wondering, what the heck is going on? And I looked out the window, I didn't see anything, and I heard a few more bangs, and I thought, oh, those are gunshots.
Another resident in the city says he was inside his home just feet away when he heard multiple shots being fired.
You know, I ran outside. At that point is when I saw the officer laying on the ground.
Police say Ramsey took off on foot. It wasn't until officers received a tip around 6 o'clock Saturday of a person matching Ramsey's description. Officers found Ramsey and arrested him without struggle in a wooded area near Bethel Church, a few miles from where he fled.
I was not going to leave till we apprehended this subject.
Chief Mike Early says he spoke with Officer Worley's wife after the arrest. She says her husband is in critical condition at Erlanger Hospital in Chattanooga. And many residents can't help but admire the bravery of Officer Worley.
Last night, Officer Worley put himself between whoever that lunatic was and my kids, because my daughter's bedroom window is 50 feet from where this all happened.
And for many in the small-knit McCaysville community and beyond, it was a powerful realization in light of recent events.
These things don't happen at all here, so when it does, it's kind of sobering. It puts it in perspective, especially with the week we've already had.
When we answer that 911 call, we're not going there to get shot in the face. And I think we all know over the past week, the violence that's happened in this country, it needs to stop, and it needs to stop right now. My guys should not be going to a suspicious person call, and when upon their arrival, get shot in the face.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is taking over the case. Ramsey is facing charges including aggravated assault with the intent to kill a police officer. We'll continue to follow this. Grace.
Catherine, thank you so much.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Janquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetizing shadow banning this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Turning now to breaking news that we've been following all morning long. Want to get you caught up with the very latest. GBI investigating an officer involved shooting up in Fannin County. Want to go to our Caitlin Pratt. We thought we had Caitlin Pratt. We will get back to her in just a bit, but here is what we have, the very latest. I will turn to my notes. Here's what we know. Last night, oh, do we have Caitlin Pratt? Okay, Caitlin, we want to go to you live. Caitlin, can you hear me?
But yes, the GBI just issuing an alert for those who live in this area. This is in Fannin County, specifically McCaysville. The GBI just listing an alert for those who are here in the area, whether you live here, whether you're traveling here. It is a weekend. A lot of people passing through up into Chattanooga. So this at this point is officially an alert for those to be on the lookout for a man suspected of shooting a police officer late last night. We want to get you caught up on an image of this individual, especially because he's considered particularly armed and dangerous. We do have that picture for you, and his name, according to investigators, is Timothy Craig Ramsey. He is 26 years old. Once he is captured, he's going to be charged with aggravated assault with the intent to murder a police officer. And we've also learned the identity of that police officer. McCaysville Chief of Police telling us officers were called to a report of a suspicious person along First Street. That's where I am right now talking to you. And that's when they say Ramsey opened fire, striking that officer in the face. We're talking about Captain Brantley Worley, a 3-year veteran of the force here in Fannin County. He is a husband. He is a father, and he is now in the hospital in Chattanooga being treated for his very critical injuries. The person who police say is responsible for putting him in the hospital is on the run and been searching for him all through the night. At one point on the roadway behind me here, First Avenue in McCaysville, Makeysville. They thought he was in a house where he was believed to have been living at the time. They went inside, did not find him, and have been on the hunt ever since. When I tell you so many different jurisdictions are here in this small town here, the second largest in Fannin County, Blue Ridge only being bigger. Wow, seeing a major police presence here from all jurisdictions on the hunt for this man, and the cautionary message from GBI at this point: if you see him, stay away, contact 911 right away. That's the latest here on this breaking situation. I'm Caitlin Pratt. Elizabeth, back to you.
Thanks so much, Caitlin. We'll continue to follow this story and keep you updated.
Captain Worley is a dedicated officer who has faithfully served his community, and we are asking everyone to keep him, his family, and our department in your thoughts and prayers during this difficult time.
We're continuing to follow breaking news tonight at 11. I'm Sydney Stallworth. A man is now in custody after police say he shot this North Georgia police officer. Captain Brantley Worley is in critical condition tonight. Worley works with the McKaysville Police Department in Fannin County. That's about 2 hours from Atlanta, near the Tennessee border. This is a suspect police have taken into custody. Police spent hours looking for this man, 26-year-old Timothy Craig Ramsey, who's facing serious charges. Tonight, we're bringing you team coverage. Atlanta News First reporter Chelsea Bimefor is in McKaysville, where Ramsey is now behind bars. But we're going to start with Niamani Watson, who's live for us outside the GBI headquarters in Atlanta, with more on what we know about Captain Worley. Niamani?
Yeah, Captain Brantley Worley has dedicated his life to public service. Not only is he a longtime law enforcement officer, but he is also a part-time firefighter and a minister.
He has small children and a family, so please remember him and his family.
A McKaysville police officer fighting for his life tonight after being shot in the line of duty. Police Chief Michael Early says Captain Brantley Worley was responding to a call around 11 p.m. Friday when Timothy Ramsey allegedly opened fire.
My guys should not be going to a suspicious person call, and when upon their arrival, get shot in the face.
Worley was airlifted to the Erlanger Hospital in Chattanooga, Tennessee, in critical condition.
He has multiple brain bleeds. He has a broken neck. And he's got fluid on his lungs at this time.
Worley was promoted to captain in July of this year and has 15 years of law enforcement experience. He's also a part-time firefighter and EMT with the Pickens County Fire and Rescue. Chief Early asking the community for their thoughts and prayers that Worley can pull through.
Great guy. He is also an ordained minister, a man of faith, and he needs our prayers.
Worley's LinkedIn profile says he joined the police department in May of 2023, and before that, he was a sergeant with the Pickens County Sheriff's Office. Live outside of GBI headquarters, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.
Niamani, thank you. Our team coverage continues tonight with a deeper look into the suspect in this case. For that, let's go to Atlanta News First Chelsea Bimefor, who spent the day in McKaysville.
After about a 20-hour-long manhunt, Timothy Ramsey is now here in custody at the Fannin County Jail, facing charges of aggravated assault with intent to murder a police officer. Ramsey is no stranger to law enforcement. Police say they have encountered him several times previously, but they did not elaborate.
So he's had previous police interactions. This very much sounds like many of the cases that we have covered on this channel, where you have these people who end up doing violent things or have been slipping through the cracks for months leading up to when they boil over, even years possibly.
Authorities say he allegedly shot Officer Brantley Worley Friday night around 11 p.m. while responding to a suspicious person's call. Ramsey was found tonight in a wooded area near Bethel Church in McKaysville. McKaysville Police Chief Michael Early thanked first responders tonight and shared an emotional message about violence happening in America.
And I think we all know over the past week, the violence that's happened in this country, it needs to stop, and it needs to stop right now. My guys should not be going to a suspicious person call, and when upon their arrival, get shot in the face. That's how I feel about it.
Chief Worley says Ramsey was taken into custody around 6 o'clock tonight. He did not confirm if Ramsey still had a firearm on him when he was arrested. Reporting in Fannin County, Chelsea Bime for Atlanta News First.
All right, to begin this evening right away with breaking news out of northern Georgia. Take a look at your screen. This is Timothy Ramsey. According to police, he is involved in a shooting that happened just last night. According to the McKaysville police chief, Ramsey is suspected of shooting an officer in the town of McKaysville. That officer, Captain Brantley Worley, is in critical condition as of right now. We do know that Worley was life-flighted here to Chattanooga to Erlanger Hospital, where he is in the ICU with a broken neck as well as a brain bleed. Let's get out to Local 3's Catherine Vaughn, who joins us from McKaysville now. Catherine, police tell us right now they are looking for Ramsey.
Grace, this search has been going on for about 15 hours now. We've been on scene for about 3 hours, and you can tell right here I'm on Marlett Street. It's that intersection that passes right through First Street where that shooting happened. Since I've been here, all I can say is this town is pretty small and relatively quiet, but we do know this search is ongoing because of the helicopters that we've been able to see just circling above. We've spoken with residents who say once they heard the shots fired, 30 minutes later, those helicopters started swarming, and they have not let up. We've also heard from the mayor that multiple agencies have responded, including neighboring police departments and the GBI. We were also able to speak with the mayor, and he tells us that Officer Brantley Worley is receiving treatment at Erlanger Hospital, but like you were saying, he is in critical condition. And we've been able to speak with residents who lived right down this street where the shooting took place. One resident, her name is Sue Richardson, she says it was around 11 o'clock last night when she heard that shooting take place. And 30 minutes after, helicopters could be heard flying overhead.
I heard banging, and I thought it sounded like it was right in my backyard or up against my house. And I was wondering, what the heck is going on? And I looked out the window, I didn't see anything, and I heard a few more bangs, and I thought, oh, those are gunshots. And it was kind of scary.
Richardson says she's lived here for 23 years and has never heard of an incident this tragic take place in what she describes as a tight-knit community. She says she's even had a few encounters with Officer Worley herself and describes him as compassionate and always willing to help those around him. Again, we are working to figure out exactly what caused this incident, those moments that led to this shooting. But police do want to remind people that the suspect is armed and dangerous. And if you do happen to see him, do not approach them. Call police immediately. Again, we'll be sure to keep you guys updated both on air and online as we find out more information. Grace, back to you.
Catherine, thank you so much for that.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.